Afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Thursday, April 4, 2024, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. I think one of the biggest things that we have, all of us at times, where this world, this three-dimensional Earth, and how we've been programmed and conditioned is when we are manipulated by our ego minds into certain things during the course of our days, like rushing and hurrying, and that. And seriously, when people rush, they don't know it, and I don't think it registers. But it really does when you rush, and then your body's hypersensitive when you start rushing, and you're anxious, and you have stress, and so on and so forth. And you have that choice where you could just kick back and lay back during that, where you would normally be seduced into the rushing. And rushing and hurrying, the rat race on this planet, which is very compelling to a lot of people because people grew up with their parents rushing at times and hurrying here and there. And generation after generation, we've all done that, all been in a hurry, all of not really thinking about it, okay? Where we're not the master, the ego mind is. And when you do that, and let's say that you do it more than once a month where you feel hurried at different levels, you damage your soul. And so people say, well, what does that mean? It just means that the soul will need to be healed. And there have been times where a soul will go into and I've talked about this briefly in the past, is it'll go into a kind of an incubation cocoon where it will heal. And then it comes out fine. So it's like if you're, and you practice it so that it's kind of like front and center. It's not like you're obsessed with it, but it's front and center. So you'll know, okay, I don't really care to rush. And there could be people telling you, that are in a hurry around you, trying to get you, come on, let's go. And your choice is, what does usually happen? Well, you're worried about how they're going to get and everything because you're doing this and you're slow. And then people say, why are you so slow? Why are you being so slow? And, your answer is that you're enjoying life. Pretty much. And you don't care to damage your soul if you rush. And that's not that's not a wives' tale. That's not a made-up thing. I have seen souls that go into incubation, where they're cocooned for a while. And it's not like most of us, like I said, that we're not aware of it. It's just part of our conditioning, so to speak. And when if you're hurrying to get here and there, you eventually get into the habit of feeling, doesn't this happen? Feeling behind, overwhelmed, really never on top of your life. You stop believing in destiny and you start beating yourself up about things that should or shouldn't have happened. And when you slow down, you'll notice, there's two kinds of slowdown. There's the fake slowdown, where you appear to slow down on the surface, and then there's the real slowdown, which is within you. But you'll notice that every single problem you have at that moment is because you are not fully here now, grounded in God. And when the ego stops pushing you to get to the next experience so that you one day find happiness, you'll drop the amnesia of what your life mission really is about. And the day you're 100% surrendered to the God Source, all of your problems will have faded away, and you'll see everything in a deep, eternal loving in disguise. You can do, you can practice feeling how much this universe truly loves you and supports you. You can find activity or community event that you want to go to that will be full of people who you do not know. You can simply visit a store, a city, a shopping mall. When you enter the room full of people, imagine, I've done this several times. Imagine your heart is expanding to the size of the room. As you consciously expand your heart, say to yourself, everyone here is happy. Everyone here is happy to see me and loves me. Then walk around the room or store with this loving consciousness in place. And look people in the eyes. Look deep into their soul. And do not be afraid to penetrate their mind and be penetrated in return. Look with eyes filled with love. This will instantly put a stop to any loveless world that they may be caught in and remind them that they are loved. So you just keep walking around randomly, sending love into their hearts, and notice how people treat you. You'd be amazed at how much love you feel from others and how good you feel at the end of the day. Throughout the week, you can interact with everybody you know from this open, loving space. Enjoy the experiences you're about to have. You're about to have the most amazing, loving week of your life. You do it for a week, do it how long you want. Oftentimes we get bogged down, right? It's almost like we need booster rockets to kind of catapult us above the rhetoric at times that gets really thick. It's like this universe is not punishing you or deeply eternal loving you. This universe is responding to the vibrational attitude that you, all of us, are emitting. And the more joyful we are, the more well-being flows to us. Abraham Hicks. Isn't that true? When you're truly happy, that doesn't have to be for something that's a catalyst or a primer. You're just happy. And it's interesting. A lot of us will judge a book by its cover, so we look at the surface. Someone could have a frown on their face, or they look really disturbed or upset, and actually inside they're having a field day. They're as happy as a pig in a poke. So you really can't tell in a lot of ways for the surface. And when you feel, because we all do, when you feel that you have a specific dream or desire that is just too big for you to achieve, then it's time to start using a super fuel to get your engines, your manifesting creation engines roaring. So it may be something that you set for yourself or something that you want. It might be a lofty goal that's as difficult to reach as flying to the moon on a paper airplane. Maybe you want to erase a huge debt, triple your income, take a 6-month trip around the world, manifest your soulmate, run a marathon, or write a bestseller, or perhaps become a famous musician, or just some people I've talked to, they just, when they go into the celestial chamber, they want to be able to sing good. I know that sounds, but to them, that's a big dream of theirs. They want to be able to sing well. And whatever it is that any of us want, big or small, it does not matter. When you feel this deep, intimate connection with the all-powerful, universal God source, of which you are, you know that anything is possible for you. Anything. Really. All dreams and desires are manifested with effortless ease for someone who is in touch with the universal mind. The moment you feel this connection with this universe and start visualizing what you want, magical things begin to occur. You're not going to do it when you're disconnected. And of course, we know that's an illusion. But it's your perspective. It's how you feel and what you believe and how you view yourself. It's like, how much time do you spend consciously feeling connected to this universe? How much time do any of us spend? I don't believe it's a lot. Might be a little bit at times, maybe. And visualizing what your desires, that your desires are coming your way. 5 seconds or 5 minutes. What are you spending your time? What are you spending your time visualizing? What on? Are you imagining what you want or what you don't want? I know a lot of people that imagine what they don't want. Are you wasting your time watching someone else on TV live out their life's dream? If so, how is this habit empowering you? So, probably not a surprise that and you got to remember this is back in 2004, but a study by the University of California, the average, in these studies, but the average American watches 170 minutes of TV a day. So what does that calculate to be? Well, pretty much 3 hours of TV a day. What would happen if we took the time to visualize ourselves manifesting our ideal dream life, instead of entertaining the ego watching TV? Because that's what TV is about. It's about entertaining the ego. Watching TV is an activity that lowers our overall manifesting vibration, because most shows, movies, and programming are focused on some complaint of horrific drama about life. Isn't it? I don't think that's far-fetched. So it's like, probably most people don't know that, but it does make sense. Those who, movies, shows, programming, and like I said the other day, is that most of these movies are like today are dark and doomy and gloomy, which is a low vibrational frequency. You ever notice there aren't many movies out there anymore that are uplifting? So all this about dragging people down. They make life seem more complicated, problematic, and unconsciously teach you to follow the dynamics of having poor, unenlightened relationships. When you want to increase your vibration, start living an empowered life that you love, turn off the outer TV. Devote that time to your inner TV. Use your time on this planet wisely. Your mind is very, very, very powerful. Harness it to only visualize yourself doing what you most want to see, experience, and have manifested with the inner TV of your mind. Many of us have been caught in old visualization habits of worry, fearing, and hoping things are different than what they are, right? Notice where you are spending your time on activities that are not boosting your manifesting vibration. Perhaps you keep affirming that you want to change your life and manifest more abundance, yet you constantly slip back into familiar patterns of procrastinating, hoping, praying, and wishing things would change. When you are engaging in any activities that are leaking your manifesting energy, you are probably experiencing what it feels like to run up a mountain of molasses and slipping back down. If there is one thing that is 100% certain in this world, it's that your entire life will change when you truly shift your mindset. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Attitude. Perspective. The secret of engaging your super manifesting booster rocket is learning how to generate a supremely powerful manifesting mindset. And doing it first thing in the morning, because that's where it all begins. To create this amazing state of mind, first set the sacred intention every night before you go to bed that you are going to have a highly charged, emotionally joyful, playful, and deeply inspirational approach to the following day. This intention needs roots and wings to really get your manifesting engine roaring, which is why we've created this backbone, which we call morning manifesting routine. It's a sacred routine. It is a conscious, heart-opening practice where you begin your day in an empowering, expansive way. Now, a lot of people go, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to do any of this stuff. Well, then you will keep going where you're going by just devoting 40 minutes each morning to this routine. The manifestation of your dream, life, will happen naturally and effortlessly on its own accord. We recommend that you use our routine as like super glue. In humans and in nature, there's an old saying, the early bird definitely gets the biggest worms. One of the most popular aspects of all is getting your manifesting mindset going the night before so that the moment you wake up, you are pouncing on your dream life. Whenever the mind gets addicted to positive, inspiring thoughts, it doesn't have the energy or time to entertain the negative ones. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? When you make it a living priority to practice this vibrational routine every morning, you'll find it super easy to be in a position connected, a positive connected state of mind all day long. So it's a choice. It's to consciously choose right now to jump on the life you most want to create by visualizing and feeling yourself getting up early and doing your manifesting routine. And I can almost guarantee you that if you keep it up for at least 6 days, you'll see that the results will be staggering. You will experience a power you never knew was possible. Every morning that you do your manifesting routine, your vibration will be lifted. That's the whole point of all of this. The best fuel you'll ever find in this life comes from divine inspiration, which we often find naturally occurs in deep states of rest and relaxation. This is what your 7th day is all about. This free day from your routine is the super juice that will cause your booster rocket to lift out of the stratosphere, land on your dream planet. It's all about our vibrational frequencies and knowing what they're about and knowing where we're at with them. I mean, if you're miserable, upset, angry, revengeful, whatever, your vibrational frequency is really low. And so like attracts like. How many of us understand that unlimited pleasure in this life is available now? Once you confine yourself to this ever-present moment, you become totally complete, whole, and healed just as you are. And the greatest pleasure in this life comes from surrendering to what is here now. See, when we go off into the future, right, into tomorrow and worry about this, or many days into the future, you know, or we go into the past and wonder why certain things haven't just disappeared and they keep bubbling up. That's when you say you surrender. That, you know, you're not quitting or giving up. A lot of people get that confused. You surrender, right? Because you're looking at all of this and you're just saying, hey, just let it pass through you. You're not fighting it. You're not pressure running from it. You're not trying to block it. You surrender to what is here now. That's it, because you remind yourself, you know, I'm in the now. That's all I have. I don't have yesterday or tomorrow. I have now. Not one of us will disagree with that. Within this moment is the transformation from a life of trying, doing, and achieving into purely being. Right now, any of us can have all the good feelings, love and joy we can imagine. It is all available right now. Within our mind-body. We have a personal, unlimited source of pleasure inside each and every one of us right now. And the amount of pleasure you can experience has no limit and is always available for your enjoyment. And this ultimate gold mine of a discovery is found within the deepest realms of your innermost being. The normal, pleasures that you're used to experiencing every day happen out of cause and effect situations. For example, when a delightful thing occurs on the outer world, let's just say like your favorite ice cream, then a new experience manifests within your inner world. Taste buds are bursting with joy. You ever done it? We all have done it, at least once. You get your favorite ice cream and you taste it, and it's just heaven. Your taste buds are just bursting with joy. Anytime you purchase something and you think will make you happy, and we've all done this too, you get a few moments of pleasure and satisfaction, and then merely fall back into the seeking for more of it from another source in the outer world. Whether it is a compliment, a smile, a funny email, or a hug, you've been conditioned to find the source of pleasure that is outside of your physical body. The illusion that pleasure is found out there is truly a delusion that makes one powerless, dependent, and a slave to the advertising industries around this world. And this is an invitation to all of us to end the endless searching outside of ourselves for quick happiness fixes. It's time that we learned how to free our minds and tap into an outrageous amount of pleasure from within our body-mind at any time we desire. We have the switch. So how do you start there? First step to learning this sacred discovery is learning how to welcome this moment of your life as the most special, sacred moment of all. And your mind is the only thing blocking you from fully being here now, to start accessing unlimited pleasure. Drop the mind and open up to a state of infinite being. Start with accepting the truth that you are not just this body filled with blood and bones that has a constant flow of thoughts pouring through it. You are a consciousness itself. You are pure consciousness in that body. The God source, the heaven, the kingdom of God. And within that experience, you will find you are a soul that does not die. Relax into this message so that when it reaches every atom in your body-mind, let it absorb into your being at a cellular level. In this very moment of your life, the more we can relax into it, the more open, spacious, and loving this moment becomes. Rest deeply. And this universal truth will help set us all free. The ultimate pleasure within us comes naturally to us on its own accord. It cannot be forced or manipulated to occur. Now, it doesn't matter what you do. In fact, quite the opposite is true. It happens effortlessly when we are resting deeply, simply being with everything that is. When was the last time you did that? When you are deeply at peace, totally relaxed with yourself, your life, everything and everyone in it, just as they are right now. Massive pleasure arises. These things don't have to change for us to find peace inside ourselves. We all have full permission to relax and allow this life to be the way it is right now. Nothing needs to happen so that you can relax deeper. You can simply choose to let go of the mind's struggle to change everything and consciously choose to slow down. Turn your attention within and look deeper inside yourself. This is what we haven't truly done yet. And it is the doorway to letting ultimate pleasure come flooding in. The deeper we can dive within ourselves, the easier it is to see, feel, and explore the divinity within our being. You can only know others as intimately as you know yourself. Why do you think there's so many disconnections, so to speak, with people and each other? Divorces, all kinds of interruptions. Because if you don't know yourself intimately, you're not going to know others intimately, period, no matter how hard you try. The more open you are to experiencing everything that is inside you, more open with yourself, no matter how ugly, depressing, angry, or shameful it is, the more joy, pleasure, and bliss can enter your being. Those who cry hard can laugh even harder. Whatever uncomfortable feeling you discover inside you is just a feeling, and it's going to change with time. You might as well experience it while it's here, because the more you resist and avoid it, the more it tends to stick to you. You ever experienced that? Well, I know I have. The more you allow for whatever experience you're having right now, the more you turn into the great pleasure vessel that you already are. There's nothing more important than finding peace with yourself. I'm not talking about intermittent peace. I'm not talking about ego-mind peace. I'm talking about true, deep, eternal peace with yourself. You'll merge with the ever-flowing eternal river of good feelings, infinite love, eternal peace, and total freedom when you finally come to rest at the core of your being, which is what? The God. Learn to sit quietly, in silence. Meditate for long periods of time on stillness. When you dive inside yourself and only find a city of various lunatic personalities living in one big mad house without any doors, this is a good sign. You are simply resurfacing old abandoned garbage, cleaning house, clearing away the emotional muck that wasn't taken to the local dump and not the recycling center. The permanent bliss that you are is inside and beneath this enlightening pile of junk within. Our inner mess can distract us or motivate us, all depending on our approach to it. So why not let it inspire you to dive straight into the core of your being? Do not stop to be drained, right? Drained and entertained by a broken, angry, victimized, heartless houses inside you. Look in their cellars and notice what's underneath at the foundation of your being. Once you dig deep enough, wait long enough, you'll strike a small vein of satisfaction within and never be the same again. When you discover that which is truly real, satisfying, and everlasting inside your core, it's very difficult to become addicted and hypnotized again by the false promise of what? Temporary outer pleasures. You'll be able to really enjoy that decadent slice of chocolate cake now. Because the temporary joy it gives you will be fed by an eternal spring of pleasure from a deeper well within. We have a choice. You want to call it a job for yourself. Your job is to go far beyond the old limits of pleasure your body is used to experiencing every day. Find and transcend your pleasure boundaries. Every day start receiving the greatest levels of pleasure in whatever form they come in. Hit all the categories. Hit all the best categories. Sensual, sexual, emotional, mental, and spiritual. When you start feeling uncomfortable with your new levels of pleasure after day one, then you're probably going to be an A-plus student. Anytime you hit a pleasure ceiling, you start to feel uncomfortable. Check inside with yourself and see if it's remotely possible to receive more pleasure. If you can. Then keep going. And if not, then choose to stop. Follow the pleasure principle. Always do what feels good. Tune into the sensations inside your body. Watch what all happens in your mind. This is about our inner world, deep within our inner world. Swinging our pleasure pendulums deep into our inner world, which will pull the pleasure strings at both ends, and we will find ourselves living in Pleasureville. Each day, you can spend, 15 minutes deeply relaxing your body-mind. Create quiet time alone to relax your body so deeply that you lose all the sense that it's there. Relax the mind and its agenda to do this or that. Feel the state of permanent peace, stillness, and silence at your innermost core. Start with imagining a wave of relaxing and warm, soothing energy flowing down from your head, down into your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your back, your arms, your hands, your hips, legs, all the way to the toes in your feet. And let all the tension in your body drain away. Notice this being that remains inside your body when no tension or mind chatter is there. The mind will quiet when you watch this awareness that is always aware. Notice that what naturally arises when you are totally relaxed. The deeper you relax inside, the more you can unpack and release the mind's hidden pleasure-blocking closets. Be very, very, very patient with this process. And soon, you'll experience the ultimate pleasure that comes from simply being. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Being still. Can you feel the peace that is always here? This peace is reflected in the golden shimmer of a sunset, in the whisper of pine trees swaying in the wind, and in the sound of the gentle waves of a calm ocean. This peace is everywhere. This peace is who you truly are. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. And we'll return here Friday, April 5, 2024, around 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call, and around 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging call. Gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Being the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening within or outside of you.